In a month, the auditions for the supporting cast concluded and all performers were selected. Then, as is customary, bits of the rehearsals began to take place at the park. There was nothing else on anyone's mind. Sahana's involvement garnered a much larger crowd at the rehearsals. Joyce Tea had to hire more staff to keep up and became a full fledged cafe. The first day of the park rehearsals was a surreal experience for Sahana. Friends and neighbors with whom she had hung out until recently were now cheering her from the other end of the park. Suddenly, she was on a pedestal, and there was this distance. After the rehearsals, a crowd gathered around her, many familiar faces that she had not met in months. So, this is what Dad had warned about, she reflected. Finally, we get to watch Aditya Sir's daughter perform, said a vaguely familiar face from Antara. How beautifully you sing and dance. Wow, really can't wait for the event. You will be famous all over the country. Don't forget us when that happens, Sahana. Kushi's familiar voice, emerging from the crowd, caught her by surprise. Oh, Kushi, you are here. Where have you been hiding all this while? What to do? This is the only way to catch a glimpse of the busy bee nowadays, she teased. But I'm enjoying my new status, no complaints. I'm the star's best friend, she giggled. These folks are treating me tonight, she pointed at her companions, since I got them to meet you up close and personal. What? No way! Sahana laughed sheepishly. Once this event is over, you're all invited to my place. Don't let Kushi make money out of it. Everyone laughed. She still doesn't realize, huh? There will be big people and the press at her place after the show, someone in the crowd remarked. She'll get offers from the film industry and move to Mumbai. The cheerful banter continued. Sahana laughed along, but somewhere it drove home the scale of what lay ahead of her. It wasn't just about proving her own ability or fulfilling her parents' aspirations. She carried with her the dreams of a whole town. People she barely knew were wholeheartedly rooting for her. Her success would be their success. It felt humbling, encouraging, and a little intoxicating all at once. With passing days, the magnitude of this event dawned on her all the more. She began to dream of how her life could change overnight. Her favorite musicians would all be there at the event. Maybe she would get to meet them and someday sing with them. Her days oscillated between floating in the clouds and grounded, strenuous practice. Predictably, but unknown to her, the town floated along, chatting about how, on the all-important day, she would charm everyone and make herself, her family, and Sapanpur a household name. But how long could this dream run go on? One fine summer day, a column in the Sapanpur College magazine shook the town out of its reverie. Started only a year ago, the magazine, and especially its cultural column, had gained popularity even outside of the student community. This month's column was written by the student editor Akash Bose, and it stirred up an instant storm. Look at this guy's guts, said Aman angrily, reading out the article at Joyce Tea. It is a matter of immense pride that Sapanpur's tradition has been given a platform at an all-India level that none of us had envisioned. One can only imagine that the sense would leave no stones unturned to choose the best in the town for the occasion. Sounds good so far. What's the fuss? Joy reacted prematurely. His customers hushed him and listened intently to Aman's reading. There is no doubt that Sahana is talented and well trained, but was that enough to automatically assume she's the best in the town? When auditions were conducted for the supporting vocalists, why was there none for the most important lead role? Did it have anything to do with Sahana being their daughter and them wanting to keep the biggest opportunity for her? Such audacity, questioning sir and ma'am. The crowd was aghast. If it weren't for them, we wouldn't even get a chance to learn so much about music and musicals in this small town. Who was he to challenge them? Aditya Sen and his school Antara have promised to be a platform for the most deserving musicians in the town, who would otherwise not find an opportunity. Is this in keeping with that promise? Aman read on. Antara has indeed been a great avenue for budding musicians, and among its current and past students exist talents who, if provided with the right opportunity, can represent the best of Sapanpur at a national forum. In my humble opinion, a few of them might even be more deserving than Sahana, with due respect. Should they not at least have a way to prove themselves? Better than Aditya sir's daughter? Who is he talking about? Does he have a sister he's trying to promote? Or a special friend, perhaps? Is someone jealous of the sense and colluding with Akash? Did Akash ever get rejected from Antara? Did Sahana ever get into a fight with him? Sahana barely talks to anyone outside of her close circle. Someone who knew her shot down the last one. However, wild speculations continued unbridled. One of Akash's classmates seemingly had an insight. Wait, we know Akash. He always tries to go against the tide, wants to portray himself as a non-conformist. This is just another attention-grabbing tactic. Over the next few days, the happy, hopeful mood of the town gave way to outrage, speculations, and general bashing of the new-fangled, pseudo-intellectual student editor.